Right. As you said, it is quite rare to see the U.S. Defense Secretary staying in one country for such a long time. And many political scientists say that such move could be seen as Washington's gesture to show its strong support for Seoul, especially after North Korea's sinking of the South Korean warship in late March. U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates arrived in Seoul on Monday night at around 9 p.m. to attend the 2+2 meeting, which is scheduled for tomorrow. Prior to the meeting, Gates is scheduled to visit a U.S. military unit this morning and meet up with Korea's Defense Minister Kim Tae-yong to hold separate talks this afternoon, which I will be able to inform you what the two have discussed at the National Defense Ministry late in the afternoon. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is also scheduled to arrive in Seoul tomorrow morning. It is the first time the top officials in defense and foreign affairs from both countries have sat down together at one table, and they are expected to discuss about a proposed series of U.S. and Korea joint military drills, including new naval and air exercises.
Well, what else is going to be on the main agenda for the 2+2 meetings?
Well, now this so-called 2+2 meeting will be only a half-day meeting, but many experts say it will be a watershed in the partnership between the two countries. The main agenda of the talks, as I have mentioned before, will include details of planned joint naval drills and other measures to restrain North Korea from military provocations after the sinking of the warship Cheonan in March. An assessment of the July 9 prudential statement from the United Nations Security Council that indirectly condemned North Korea for the sinking is also expected to be on the agenda, as well as the two countries' stalled free trade agreement talks will be discussed. But among them, the most issues that are gaining attention, of course, will be the details of the joint naval drill, which is expected to take place this month.
So Nari, this joint military drill between U.S. and Korea, give us some details on that.
Well, it was last Wednesday when the U.S. Defense Department confirmed that U.S. and Korea will forge ahead with joint military exercises within July, both in the West and the East Sea. The U.S. Defense Department spokesperson Jeff Morrell emphasized that the exercise will send a clear message of deterrence to North Korea, and the Korean military officials said the drill will show North Korea that South Korea and U.S. are ready for any possible threats as well. The joint military drills between Korea and U.S. have been conducted annually, maybe 10 to 15 times a year, so this exercise is part of the regular program. But the reason why the recent announcement that the two countries will hold the military drills is receiving too much attention is that, of course, the tension has been risen in the Korean Peninsula after the sinking of Cheonan in March. The exercise will be the first since the naval tragedy. The two countries are also looking to holding a joint anti-submarine exercise in the West Sea in August, followed by the joint naval drill in the East Sea.
And so from what I understand, the U.S. nuclear-powered submarine, the USS George Washington, is about to arrive or has arrived, and it's going to be joining the joint military exercises.
Right. The U.S. aircraft carrier George Washington is set to arrive in southeastern port city of Busan on Wednesday. That is tomorrow. The nuclear-powered carrier with some 60 aircrafts, including F-18 Super Hornets, is expected to join the naval drill next week. The USS George Washington is the only permanent forward deployed aircraft carrier for the U.S. and which was based in Yokosuka, Japan. A commanding officer of the USS George Washington, Captain David Lausman, said the American presence here in Korea is a testament to the strength of two countries' alliance and the constant readiness to defend South Korea.
Now, Nari, but this lead up to the military joint drill, it has raised ire from China, and China has repeatedly expressed discontent about this drill.
Right, and that is why the U.S. military officials said the USS George Washington's activities will be restricted to the East Sea. And of course, being North Korea's ally, China has voiced concerns over the military drill, saying it could raise tensions on the Korean Peninsula. Addressing the public on People's Daily Online, Liu Yuan, political commissioner of the Chinese Academy of Military Science, said the kind of negative impact the joint drills drills will have on the neighboring countries should not be overlooked. The official added such exercises are more likely to impose a new crisis on the Korean peninsula rather than resolve the issue of the March sinking of South Korean warship Cheonan. But over this Chinese concerns, Morel said last week that the joint military exercise is the two countries' right to conduct exercises in international waters, and the determinations are made by the U.S. and Korea alone.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what the ministerial meetings will bring tomorrow. So thank you, Nari, for joining us today.
Thank you, and I will keep updating on you guys for the upcoming 2+2 meeting as well as the joint military drills.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.